Hey guys, it's Devin here, and I'm back with another video. So, last video, some videos later, um, yeah, this, um, how I said, almost got Yu-Gi-Oh cards stolen. Um, yeah, so, you do not want to get your Yu-Gi-Oh cards stolen, or else you will try to fight the teacher. So, this video, basically, check out Team APS, excuse me, sorry. Okay, we'll get the fire over here. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna watch this video and I'm gonna basically keep on stopping to say some. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe if you're new here, and without further ado, let's go.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Paul here. This is a weird video that I didn't exactly plan to do, but due to some kind of odd, funny circumstances, I was on Facebook and Twitter. If you follow me on social media, you'll know. Um, and I made a post just talking about, like, I got detention for bringing my Yu-Gi-Oh cards to school, which is a true story. And I was just like, oh, this must be an interesting post. Maybe people will like it. You know, has anyone else gotten their cards taken? You can talk about it in the comments.
Almost.
Typical stuff.
Almost.
And so somebody left a comment and they were like, hey, you should, like, share this story as a video. And I was like, maybe I should, actually. Maybe that'd be fun. I'm not really like a story time YouTuber. That's not really my thing. And that's not really what this is meant to be, although I guess it could be seen as that. So, yeah, I'm going to share the experience I had in the second grade with getting my Yu-Gi-Oh cards taken by my teacher. My Blue Eyes White Dragon. It really sucked.
Hold up.
But yeah.
Blue Eyes White Dragon? Boy, I hold on to that Blue Eyes White Dragon so tight that George Washington couldn't get it out of my hands. You got me tripping. I'm triggered.
Maybe this will be
I'm triggered with these teachers, these principals, making up these stupid rules, because I want to see that checkbook, and I bet you that rule isn't allowed, because I'm about to beat somebody up if you don't give me the proof.
And then in the comments of this video, you can tell me if you've gotten your cards taken in school. So, yes, a little bit of context and background first. So, I got into Yu-Gi-Oh when I was in the second grade. So, I think that was like right around when it came out, like 2003 or so, was, I believe, when I was like, that was when my second grade year would have ended, I think. So, yeah, and I had gotten a starter deck Kaiba. My sister got a starter deck Yugi. That's kind of how we got into the game. That might be a good story for another video, actually. But yeah, so we'd gotten starter deck Yugi and Kaiba. And so I had starter deck Kaiba, and it was really cool. I had a Blue Eyes White Dragon from that. But that wasn't the Blue Eyes that got taken in the story. So the starter deck Kaiba Blue Eyes, you guys know the one. It's kind of the original art one that's like shown in the anime. I wanted to get 3 Blue Eyes, right? I was disappointed when I got the Kaiba starter deck because I was like, oh, why doesn't it come with 3 Blue Eyes? I thought Kaiba's deck had, the 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon.
No, it does come with 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon. It's the hollow one that goes like, and it's the one where it goes like, and it's the one where it goes like that, but that's the real one.
Like it is in the show, which I was disappointed about that. But, yeah, so I was trying to get 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons, and that was my thing when I was a kid, so I would trade for them. I would try to like buy packs of LOB and get them, and I never did. So, but I had finally gotten my second Blue Eyes. I can't remember exactly how it was that I got it. I want to say I actually pulled it out of a pack. I'm not 100% sure on that. The details are still a bit fuzzy, but I want to say I finally pulled my second Blue Eyes White Dragon out of an LOB pack. And it's the art of the Blue Eyes that's like the weird one where he's like twisting, or her, he's like twisting its neck around and it's like looking at you funny and stuff like that. You guys know the one. I'll put up an image. Yeah, so I'd finally gotten that, and this was at a time when, like, I had to beg my mom to buy me, like, 1 pack whenever we would go to Walmart. Like, I would beg, and I usually wouldn't get a pack, but, like, sometimes...
Hold on. If I wanted to get a pack, here's what I do. Here's what my mom would always say if I wanted a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You want a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards? You got Yu-Gi-Oh money? That's what I always hear every time. Bro, I, I ain't got money for this. Dog, you got me tripped up. I'm a broke guy.
She'd be like, okay, I'll get you one
I'm
pack.
tripped up.
And so I got a lot of LOB packs, and I finally pulled this Blue Eyes. The Blue Eyes on the cover, and
Sugar. Why is Yugi with a blue eyes white dragon? Shouldn't they be with Dark Magician?
I got it, and I was like, yes, I have it. Well, at the time in school, we knew we weren't supposed to bring Yu-Gi-Oh cards to school. Like, I guess it was kind of an unspoken rule, because in second grade, they don't really tell you what you can and can't bring to school.
Yeah, I need to see that checkbook of where it says that.
I mean, I guess nowadays that might be like gun checks or something. But no, like they didn't like say you weren't supposed to bring stuff, but you always kind of knew if anybody brought anything, they would distract them in class. You couldn't bring your Game Boy, for example. But I thought like Yu-Gi-Oh cards would be fine. And I was excited. I wanted to share this with my friends.
True.
I wanted to be like, hey, I pulled the Blue Eyes. I have 2 of them now, and I'm on my quest to get 3 of them. So I had I started at Blue Eyes, and now I had this Blue Eyes, and so I was excited. And I brought it to school, and I was like,
Alright, shout out to everybody who's watching this video. But feel free to hit me up at school and give me a Blue Eyes White Dragon. I'm always available. Or Dark Magician, or something that's over 2,000 attack. Okay? Just hit me up on whatever. School, playground, the earlier videos where me and Dino collabed. Yeah, and so check out my last video, part 2, Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Some of the Dino cards that he gave me. He was gonna give me Obelisk, but he never did. I mean, no, he will. He'll give Kaden Slifer, and he'll give me Obelisk, and Wing Dragon Raw is going to Cameron. But Dino, they scammed him. Dino literally, they scammed this dude.
I guess this is my fault. You probably should wait until recess to show your Yu-Gi-Oh cards to your friends.
Hold on. No. Don't ever bring them outside. Especially when it's snowing. Then you just play on the table and then cards blow away and then people steal them.
Like if you're in elementary school, I think that's kind of the the time when you should show your cards. Well, Paul couldn't wait. So Paul, I had my Blue Eyes, and like you know how it is in like elementary school. You just want to have your cards out all the time. You want to like have your deck like just on your desk, your school desk. You can't play Yu-Gi-Oh with anybody. You just want to have your cards on your school desk, like in your desk or whatever. I was at this type of school where we had like the desks that had the inner part, and yeah. So I just had the cards like out. I don't know how it was. I was looking at them or whatever, and in the middle of class, second grade teacher who I guess I won't name, Miss G. Maybe you should watch this video and finally give me back my Blue Eyes. Oh wait, that's a spoiler. So, yeah, Mrs. G sees me, and she sees me looking through my cards. She's like, what is that? You're not supposed to have that. Takes it away from me. I was shook. Like y'all, I was shook. Like I had just gotten my second Blue Eyes ever.
I know. I'd be like this. No, if my teacher saw me, I'd be like, no, nani?
Like pulled it myself. I didn't, buy it like people do today on like the internet or whatever. I didn't even trade for it. Like I pulled it from a pack. And you guys know the feeling of pulling a Yu-Gi-Oh card from a pack. Like it's a special feeling, especially when you're a kid. And I get it like taken away, and like I was on the verge of tears in class. I might have cried. Actually, I might have cried. But and it sucks because like this happened before recess. So like this is before I could show my friends the Blue Eyes White Dragon, and like it's gone, and she took it, and I'm just like, no. And so I was sad the whole rest of the class period. I was sad at recess because I didn't get to show my friends the Blue Eyes. And at recess we would always play Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff. So that was kind of the thing. And I'm trying to like convince these people like, yeah guys, I got a Blue Eyes, it just got taken away. And like the people who were in the class with me knew that it had been taken. But, like everyone else didn't believe me, and they was like, oh, you're lying, you don't actually have a Blue Eyes. And I'm just like, but I do have a Blue Eyes. And yeah, so it sucks because in addition to like not being able to show my friends, it's like, shit, my Blue Eyes is gone. What am I gonna do? Like, am I gonna get it back? And I guess normally in those situations, teachers usually give you your stuff back at the end of the day. So I was thinking that, like, I was like, okay.
One time, I made a perfect paper shuriken, My teacher never gave me it back. I'm like, what the doves, dog? Give me it back. Like, it's already been 2 months. Just give me it back.
If I can just make it to the end of the day, she'll give it back to me, and it'll be fine. But, that's where the next part of the story kind of comes in. So, I make it to the end of the day, and the way it worked in my school is like we had these big kind of bleachers or whatever outside they were like, not like outside in the middle of nowhere, but like they were outside right in front of the school, and that's where we would sit when our parents would pick us up from school. And there would be like a different teacher on duty who would just like, call people's names as they were supposed to get picked up or whatever. And so, Mrs. G happens to be on duty that day. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like she'll give it back to me. So I run up to her and like, I guess this must look so dumb. And I run up to her and I was like, Mrs. G, Mrs. G. I didn't say G, but Mrs. G, Mrs. G, like, do you still have my blue eyes? Can I have it back? And she just looks at me funny, like, because I guess I should have known. She didn't know what the hell a blue eyes white dragon was. And so she's just sitting there like, you're what? And I'm just like, my blue eyes white dragon. And she's just like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I guess she forgot that she'd taken it earlier that day, but then she's like, yeah, like, I don't know where that is. And I'm just sitting here like, are you fucking kidding? Like, what? I didn't know cuss words at the time, but if I did, yeah, and she never gave it back to me. That's like, I never, ever got that blue eyes
That's so petty.
white dragon back. I even contemplated, like, sneaking into that classroom and trying to take it out of her desk, because I was that kind of student. I was a little crazy. I never did that, because I was afraid of getting in trouble, but I never got the blue eyes back. Like, that blue eyes was gone forever. To this day, maybe it's still in her desk. Who knows? But yeah, and so she plays dumb. I don't get my blue eyes back. I'm shocked, stunned, shook. I can't tell my parents because then like they'll get mad at me because I wasn't supposed to bring any of this stuff to school anyway. And like I'll never pull another blue eyes out of a pack. Blah blah blah. Come to find out later, even that like I finally got another blue eyes from somebody. I just traded it. It was just maybe like a month or so later, and I'm mad because like well now I have 2 blue eyes, but like I would have had 3. I would have had 3 blue eyes within like the space of just a few months if I had just left my blue eyes in my pocket or my backpack or whatever at home.
That was literally so petty of the teacher.
And so I never got it back. That was the story of like how I got my blue eyes white dragon.
That teacher is so petty. I wouldn't want to have her. Sorry for your loss, Paula. But God, like your friend literally just gave you a blue eyes, and you have a blue eye. That's okay. Alright, bye guys.